pebbles. What do you guys remember about that?
Boulders.
What do you remember about it?
Boulders.
Yeah, Bridget?
Like pebbles and rocks and sand are made out of gravel and sidewalks sometimes and
That's
those
right,
and
yeah.
like these tables. And sometimes driveways are made out of gravel
Right. That's right.
and big pebbles.
And big pebbles. What happens if they're super big? Are they still pebbles?
No.
What are they called then?
Boulders.
Boulders, right. Okay. Good
My
one.
dad are made out of rocks.
What is?
Bricks.
Bricks. Yeah, they got stuff in there. They got clay in them and yeah, all kinds of stuff.
My
And
dad, my chimney is made out of bricks.
Yes, very good.
My dad said a bunch of rocks. This is so big as the rock. He gets a picture.
So rocks are everywhere, aren't they? And that's the great thing. That's why it's good to learn about them. And I brought a couple of those things in today. But now who knows what's the difference or what's bigger, silt or sand? What's bigger?
Sand.
Sand is bigger than silt, right? And I couldn't find any silt. I didn't bring any of that today, but I did bring some sand, and I brought two different kinds of sand. If you look at these two, you can, I guess we can pass them around, or you can come look in mine. What's safer? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, let's go.
So there's two different kinds of sand. You can see in this one, there's a lot of different colors in the sand, right? Because this sand is actually made from different kinds of rocks that are all different colors. But this one is made from all one kind, more of one kind of sand, and it's all brown. So you can see the difference when you look at them. You see, you can
This
take,
is kind of rocky.
and that's more rocky. You guys want to pass that around or look at it?
Daddy.
Okay, so everybody back in your spot, so everybody gets a turn, okay?
And then when you look at this one, I guess I should have had a cup for this one. But that one doesn't have, and it's a little, doesn't have as much of the other colors in it.
Wet sand. Can I see? This is wet sand. Can I see?
That's right, right. One is more dry and one is more wet. You know why? Because that one got wet and that one didn't.
One got left out in the
In the
rain.
back of the truck.
People game.
So here's something that you could, you know, if you ever want to impress your parents, you could tell them that brown sand is called Cow Bay sand.
I don't like the sound of that.
I know, well, it must be the place where they get the sand from. It must be called Cow Bay. But when we go to the lumber yard or to the mason yard, like your daddy said had a big rock, when he goes to the lumber yard, if he asks for Cow Bay sand, it comes from Long Island, and that must be the place where they get it from. Yeah.
My cousin lives
He lives in Long Island, so he gets a lot of it.
you ever know photos are so huge in my house or anybody?
Oh, this is my assistant Gage. Does everybody know him? He'll be helping me today with passing out some goodies and little sand there, huh? Okay, so you can see those sands and you can pass them around. And then the other thing we had is something that you guys already mentioned. This is a little open
Bridge.
lid here. And what is this?
Daryl.
Pebbles. Now, when you go, now they might be dirty, you know, because rocks are like that sometimes. So these are all pebbles. And what do you notice about the pebbles? What do you notice about when you look at them? What can you tell? They're smooth. What else? There could be roughy and smoothie.
Ruffy, it's
Phoebe?
They're like dirty and they're wet.
Right, okay. Because everything was raining today. What else? When you look at them, what do you see?
Different colors. And
Yeah.
wet stuff.
So that must mean that they're from the same kind of rock or different rocks? Different rocks, right? And they're all different colors. So in this little box alone, you guys can pass that around. There's some black ones, some white ones, some brown ones. So those are all different kinds of rocks. And this one? You want to pass that around? Now, what's the difference between pebbles and this?
Oh my god. Can you see it? Here. Whoa. Okay, I gotta pass it to someone.
Bridge.
You see how that's
Bridge.
cool?
Bridge. I need you on the carpet. That's the game.
Okay, so they come from different places. Now Daryl's got a little cup of rocks. And then what's bigger, rocks or pebbles?
Rock.
Rocks are bigger. And so where are some of the places that we might see rocks?
Guys,
Yeah.
at the beaches.
At the beaches, yeah, Daryl? Woods, okay, good. And what about places, you guys already mentioned it, but where would you see rocks around your house or inside things?
In the ground.
On the ground, flats?
On the street. I have
That's right, yeah.
What is this?
In the roads, right. Yeah, like, you know the stuff that we drive on, the black, it's called blacktop or pavement. Well, that's actually made up of really small rocks and tar. And they mix it together with heat, and then they can spread it out. And they have to put it down when it's hot out. You never see them do it in the winter time. And then when that
Some
gets rolled
boulders
out
are
by the
bigger
roller machine,
than you.
and that turns into like, looks like one smooth piece, but it was really made
I know
up
that.
of
Once I went to basketball and there was a shop.
Oh,
And then I tried to go over it. Then I saw a sign that says bump and then you just over it. And it's so funny.
yeah,
There
that's
was 200
200. And that is, now this we don't want to take the cap off. It's actually because this is cement. You ever see cement when it's not mixed up with water?
Yes.
Well, this is what it looks like. It's actually got a different smell, and it's very dusty. And then it's not good to touch because cement actually has some things that's not good for your skin. So if you ever get cement on your hands, you gotta wash it off, especially if it's dry or wet. Yeah, the older you get, the less smart you get. So you don't wear gloves when you use cement. You know, you should see it's on my hands now. But this is worth the effort. You wanna smell it? Just don't put your nose in there. What do you smell? It's kind of cool. What does it smell like? Juice? Well, it's in a Snapple container. Maybe that's what's left of
Can
it.
I smell?
Nice and easy though, honey. 'Cause
This
it's
is our
got
friend Max. Max, this is Phoebe's mom and dad. Mr. and Mrs. Gadecki came in for a special rock presentation. Come sit down, sweetie.
Okay,
Sit.
Can I go to the bathroom? Can I go to the bathroom?
who knows what this is?
Sit down and let me get a picture.
Yeah, I guess so.
Ew.
No drinking the cement. You can just look at it and smell it. All set? Okay, everybody got to smell it? Okay, don't put your nose up there. You're gonna get a mustache. You get a mustache. Who needs a mustache?
Mustard.
Done? Okay, now here, this is the last one of the exhibits. Now who knows
Look
what
at
this
this.
is? What, Bridget?
It's big, like dry, like big water.
Yeah. What do you think it is?
Cement.
Cement, Daryl? Yeah. It's probably got all that stuff in there. It probably has silt, because it's really fine. It's got sand, which is the bigger stuff, right? And you know what else cement has in it? It has stones and pebbles like this, and it has cement.
Clay.
And when you mix it all together, it gets super hard. It's so hard, and I just did this last night. Look how hard it is. I'm gonna pull it out of here.
You did?
Look at this. You can hold it by the screw and it doesn't fall apart. And it takes the shape of whatever it's in. Look how smooth the bottom is when you pass that around.
And almost
And you can see how hard it is because it's like a knocking on a door. And I tried to make a smiley face, but the smiley face got lost. This was his teeth. And he had a nose and 2 eyes up here, but they got buried. It was too wet, I guess.
Oh,
See that?
Can I go to the bathroom?
Okay, it's coming around. Yeah, everybody will get a chance. You guys
Why
can.
doesn't everyone pass it?
You want to pass it? And it's a little better to touch cement when it's dry like that. It's safer. You don't get yucky. You didn't feel it?
Can we hold it?
You didn't? You want to see? These are some of the other things that we have.
Remember when this got me in the
It's rougher on, I think it feels rougher on the top.
I
You
said
guys
long.
think. It feels cold. It does.
That's yucky.
Here, let's.
Your dad does this
Emma.
sometimes, right? When he works
Emma.
around the
Yeah,
yard?
yeah. Guess what night they're around the bricks.
He did it around the bricks.
My dad usually
Want to
puts
hold it so
cement
everyone gets a feel of here?
with something on
Let's
like
pass
the
it to
truck
Matt.
that
Be careful because
has
this is
like
harder
this.
to
The
dry.
chute. It has a chute, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which side do you think is smoother, Max?
That's because cement always this one under the ground.
That's right. That's
On
the
the
cement truck.
bottom.
And
The
that
bottom.
cement
It
truck
feels like
mixes all
glass.
these things up
So
together
smooth, right?
and makes it into
Or
hard
my dad's always